Hey yo, I saw an article not too long ago that Google actually beat their case, and that's crazy, right? As it turns out, the judge basically said, because AI is so dominant and AI can fuck you all over. AI can, like, it's Google doesn't pose a threat, basically, right? I have to the audio down a little bit actually, and I guess that's like I can't tell if Google's like lucky or really unlucky that they're about to face down the um the end of the ad era of the internet, basically, right? I've been thinking about this a lot. But we've had this issue pretty much ever since ad blocker, haven't we? Where we've been like, okay, I hate ads. They're super intrusive. They get on my fucking nerves. They get in the way, and I don't want to see them. But at the same time, these websites wouldn't get enough money to stay up and host your shitty content without ads. I failed this. Where am I? All right. And so like they need money, but you won't give them money, and so it creates this weird circumstance where what exactly is supposed to happen here? I don't know. I think I just died in one hit. I had 90 HP. I died in one hit. Okay. Okay. Whatever. I didn't even get that far, bro. That's crazy to me. So if you didn't see the news, basically, after the judge said, "Listen, AI is here. AI is going to take your job. Google's dog shit." Google basically got away, with a slap on the wrist, saying you can no longer make exclusive deals with XYZ companies. They're still committed to giving Mozilla Firefox money, as far as I know. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. They're still, God knows what the deal is with Apple. But the idea is they can no longer really like force a monopoly with agreed upon payments or agreed upon deals. And that's I'm not exactly sure what all that means. I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Naturally, I'm a bit split on it, as I am about all fucking things. The joys of being centrist, right? Being in the center is so fun, so fantastic. On one hand, Google absolutely is a monopoly. I've wanted that ammo. I shouldn't have shut up. I should have waited. There we go. Gravity. Okay, that sounds detrimental, actually. So Google is a monopoly, and we hate monopolies around here, right? But at the same time, without Google, isn't the internet kind of sort of dead? I remember I had this concern, like not too long last year, where I was like, yeah, they're coming for Google, but I'm not sure if that's actually going to go the way we want it to. And it's mainly because of all the power that Google has had. They basically acted as a benevolent dictator, right? Until they don't, and they haven't been for a while now. Who am I missing? Hello? Who's that? There's no way I was going to see this guy. Where is he? Oh, he's inside, isn't he? Bro, what is the aim on this gun? That's crazy. And, like, the judge is right. Like, AI is stealing Google's lunch. Like, it's very unlikely that, Google's going to survive after, or the internet, like, internet in general. Like, oh my god. I haven't really thought about this until that ruling, but, well, I have thought about it. It just never really, like, clicked. Like, just how fucked it up it is that ad revenue is the only way these websites get paid, and there's no other model right now that seems to work. I need an accuracy buff. This is crazy. These guns. Like I need to go that upgrade. You're like, this is stupid. Like for the longest time, we've had this issue, even before AI, where we've had websites that have been saying, listen, Google's giving you a summary of the data that's on our site, and we're not getting clicks, and we're not getting visitors. These are all spike traps. So I have to move through here really fast. By fast, I mean like, there we go. Like, what are we going to do when Google eats our lunch and, like, we can't pay these bills? And a lot of sites have been going down because of that. Site hosting is not as cheap as it used to be because the amount of data that's on a site is, like, gone up exponentially. I'll get to that in a second. But these summaries that Google has been doing, even before Gemini, were basically killing a lot of these fucking companies. And there was basically no recourse, right? Why would you click on the site when the Google summary can give it to you, like, instantly? Where are these frogs? I hear frogs. It's inside? What is up with everything being inside something else? Hello? Are we done? Yeah, we're done. Okay, good. Jeez. Like, stop being inside each other. Goddamn. I was always curious, like, how site owners and site administrators were ever going to be able to justify or explain, hey, guys, we need money. You need to give us money. Like, New York Times tried doing that shit, right? They tried doing a subscription, even though they were getting government funded and private company funding, and they didn't really need money from the fucking public. Wikipedia, same thing. Wikipedia is funded by the fucking government. They don't really need your money, but they still asked for it, didn't they? I was wondering what the normal sites were going to do, the ones that weren't willing to be duplicitous or deceitful. Were they also going to say, guys, we need you to pay your hard-earned dollars and give us lots and lots of money? Otherwise, the site goes away and it dies. Instead, somebody else is going to report the exact same news because this site was actually just reposting a article that we found in a science journal a couple days ago. Like, what was going to happen? I don't know. It's very curious. There's this character, not character. I'm still not exactly sure how this game works, but there's this god that you could choose that allows you to run backwards. God, I'm missing that right now. I really want to run backwards right now. More than that, I want to have an accurate weapon. A weapon that actually shoots inside the crosshairs. That'd be fantastic if you do not mind. Thank you very much. Like, come on, look at that. That's crazy. And I thought for the longest time that, like, since when do you guys shoot the vertical? Are you kidding me? I thought for the longest time that what was going to happen is we were going to have this situation where these sites were basically going to get what's the word I'm looking for? Accumulated. What's the big word? The big fancy word that makes me sound smart. What is that? Whatever. All these sites are going to get jumbled together into a multinational conglomerate that's just going to gobble up all the fucking sites and have a monopoly on pretty much every news agency. And like we're going to gradually trend. We're eventually going to move to this point where we are relying on a bunch of basically indie journalists and indie developers and independents to deliver high quality news, and it's going to be this crazy fucking thing. It's going to be, I hate these rams. These rams are the fucking worst. It's going to be this this juggernaut of ethics and new way of doing things. It's going to be like the I don't know, web 4 or something. And to be fair, it's very possible that we could still go that direction. I'll get to that in a second. But right now, it's not really looking that way. The issue that we have in today's current web environment, see how soldiers are going to get to this, is that the amount of data that we're holding on these sites is way too much, and the way we're holding it is far too inefficient. What do I mean by this? When you go on a website, we're not going to count YouTube because that's freak shit. That's an anomaly. What's a good, like, think about your favorite Wikipedia page on like Wikia or something, or like fandom if you still use that. God bless you. The amount of shit that, the amount of pictures, the amount of text, the layout of the site, the different advertisements, these are all things that have to be hosted and parsed for all kinds of different web environments on different browsers, and they have to be shown in different ways on different resolutions, and all that extra shit, all these like but it also has to do this, and it also has to do this, and also like these are all extra code, and each bit of code just adds more to the size of shit that has to be parsed on the website and transferred to you. It's a lot. That's my point. It's a lot. It's a lot of fucking code. It's a lot of words, a lot of pictures, and there's always more that's necessary. There's never enough. Viewers on a website are always going to be asking, where's the login button? Well, actually, they're not asking that, but developers think they ask that. And so everyone has to have a fucking CRUD application. I'm not going to get too deep into this. The point is that websites are very detailed, and they have to have a lot of fucking code to account for a lot of different circumstances, and that code bloats the size of the website, making the amount of data that's being transferred to and from the server or the host of the website a lot more than it used to be. Once upon a time, you could get an HTML page that was like under 7 kilobytes. Can you believe that? You could get an HTML site that was basically no fucking different than a text document on your computer in size. Like, that's how fucking small it was. That's not the case anymore, and it probably never will be the case again. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, once again, because web quality has gone up a lot. Like, you don't want to see these old sites. These old sites were dog shit. They were very difficult and confusing to navigate. They didn't work on every fucking size. Some browsers, they didn't work at all. It was a worse world. It was charming, but it was a worse world overall. Are you kidding me? Okay. Once again, I need better accuracy. This is stupid. And nobody wants to like lower their standards, right? That's kind of the issue that we have with the AAA industry, for example. We have these super high quality games that have to be made in Unreal Engine. Can I rant about that for a second? Hold on. I have to make a note to myself. Explain why Google is fucked. I'll get back to the ads and all that in a second. I want to talk about this Unreal Epic, this epic situation with Threat Software and all these people. Oh my god, this shit is funny. Okay, this shit is hilarious. If you're not in the game development space, hell, actually, Threat Software has like proceeded. Like he's escaped velocity. He's become viral. And that's how you know when something's viral, in my opinion. When it has escaped the original audience. The original audience for Threat Software videos were other developers, right? I'm supposed to know about this stuff. Gamers are not supposed to know about this stuff, and yet they do, which tells me this guy's gone viral. All right, whatever the fuck he's doing is working, no matter how autistic it is. So the general idea is that players have started to notice that Unreal Engine games have become, well, not become, they just are. Bro, can I please get a shot off? These guns attack in the air. will do more damage in the air. It doesn't matter. The accuracy is so dog shit. And look at this. That's stupid. Gamers have realized, especially after what's the game that was made by the Ukrainian developers that they were like, guys, we're being bombed and half our staff is being fucking killed. Those guys. It was super dramatic. Reach the chest. I'll try. I forgot the fucking name. Stalker, yeah. Right? Stalker? Hello? Hello? Is this not the way? Am I not supposed to go this way? Oh yes I am. Or I'm not. I don't know where to jump on this. No? Where do I go? This was obviously the fucking way. Unless it's just the way back when you fall. No way, dude. I want this chest. Please tell me I didn't fuck this up. Please tell me I didn't fuck this up. I fucked this up. Okay. That's fine. That's great. Oh, I have to fucking lock in. Oh, wait. There's no timer. Okay. There's no timer. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Blueprint. I will replace this. Yeah. This gun is actually kind of dog shit. I actually hate this gun a lot. But I'll tolerate it. So, Stalker 2 came out. And game players were like, yo, what the fuck? This shit runs like a... Hell, did this start before Stalker? Brother, it might have. Alright, this has been going on for a long time where players have been realizing, yo, the engine you guys are choosing. No, it hasn't been going on that long because players... I recall when Starfield was announced, players were still like, Bethesda, you better not have it on the fucking creation engine. Explosions do more damage. That is not what I want to see because I have an explosive weapon. Oh my god. Oh my god. I might not be able to get to the boss. This might end poorly for me. Players, when Starfield was released, were still like, yo, Bethesda, you guys better not use fucking creation engine or I'm not buying it. Of course, players still fucking bought it because sorry, I gotta stop doing that. I promised myself I'd stop doing that. Just stop being fucking aggressive with players for no reason. I got chill. Players still fucking bought it. That's besides the point. But the overall sentiment was that Creation Engine was a problem, and you have to stop using Creation Engine, and everything would be better if you just use Unreal. I think that some people had a pause whenever they heard that CD Projekt Red was stepping away from the Red Engine, a very well put together, a very sophisticated engine for Cyberpunk. Like it worked really well, and God, even the fucking modding tools for the engine were like super verbose. Because they just gave you like a branch of the engine, I think. How do I get up? I shouldn't have to keep asking this in this fucking game. How do I get up? I can't climb trees, right? Do I jump on this? And jump where? I'm over it. I'm over it. Whatever. And the CD Projekt, they just threw this engine away. They said, guys, the next Witcher game is going to be on Unreal Engine. And like, there's benefits to doing this, right? The benefit is that when people go to college for this stuff, or people learn this stuff, Unreal Engine is typically what the fuck we learn. At Full Sail University, they teach Unreal Engine. They do not teach Unity, they do not teach Godot, they do not teach some proprietary engine that you guys made in your fucking mother's basement. They teach Unreal. I forgot the explosions. Faster I move. I don't know if I want that either, but okay. They teach Unreal Engine. That's the engine that has partnered with these different fucking schools, DigiPen. I only know DigiPen and Full Sail. I don't know any other fucking schools for this stuff. Unreal Engine is what everyone's standardized into learning. In that way, it's really bad, but in another way, it's like it's super cheap to teach someone because like they already know the engine. Like all you have to do is spin them up on your workflow and your project organization. Generally, they can just contribute. They can just get straight to work. Previously, you had to spend years upon years teaching and training and teaching and training. And like there were dedicated people at these studios to teach people how to use the fucking engine. Like this is a very expensive venture. Having a custom engine is not as simple as just, oh yeah, we want to do it our way. No, it's also a thing of education, bringing on new staff, and that could be a lot. Generally, standardization is the cheapest way to go. This is true. I love this gun because it's actually fucking accurate. Lines up with my shots. And like for that reason, I can see the argument for using Unreal Engine. However, Unreal Engine, like Unity as well, has a lot of fucking overhead, and that's kind of the downside of not making your own engine. Most engines, like what's the best way I can use to compare this? If you've ever used Photoshop, if you've ever used any photo editing software, Krita, whatever the fuck you use for drawing, you'll see like 800 different buttons, right? And how many of those buttons do you use? 10 at most, right? You only use 10 buttons. Like Krita has an entire brush engine. I still just use the round brush. I just use a normal brush because it gets the job done. That's kind of how it is for everything, right? Ow. These guys are spawning after I'm in the room. Oh, I want that money. Ah, damn it. And all that extra shit is still running. You can't just like turn it off and take it off. Why are they still spawning? I've been in the room. Why are they still spawning when I'm in the room? Please spawn all at once. Unless you're spawning in waves, and you can do that. Like, Enter the Gungeon does that, but like, there's no reason to have them continuing to trickle in after I enter the fucking room. Please, I'm begging you. Sorry. I got pissed off there. There's a lot of overhead, and that's like a common line wants you to fucking draw. When I was talking about the fucking websites earlier and like how we're modern, how we have to add all this extra code to account for extra devices and extra protocols and all this. Like, all this extra shit is overhead. It makes it shittier to run. It's heavier. It's more fucking difficult. It runs hotter. These are all problems. You don't want to write that much fucking code, but all these programs do that. There's always so much verbosity, and that can be an issue. The best thing about a custom engine is that it does exactly what you need it to do and nothing more. You know exactly what the fuck it's going to do. You know exactly where the story ends. That is not the case with generalized engines that just do everything. So it's easy to train in. It's easy to get a grip of. It's easy to get a handle on. You don't have to do any training for it. But at the same time, it's bloated. It's heavy. It's fat. It's whatever the fuck you want to use to call it. All of these things are true. And it's like, there's obviously a trade-off here, right? I wish I had... Oh, yeah, just do that. I was like, I wish I had a rapid firing gun. No, I have an explosive. It's fine. Yeah, we're good. So it's a trade-off that a lot of companies have been doing because if you know nothing about economics, there's one thing you have to understand, that economies of scale just produce far more shit and for far cheaper than economies of specialties, right? Like, when you produce things at scale, like, you're going to make a lot more of it, and you're going to make it for a lot cheaper, and you're going to be able to sell a lot more because it is cheaper and it's beating the competition. It just makes sense to standardize. Standardization is a good thing, generally. Well, it's an efficient thing. Let's not say a good thing. It's an efficient thing, right? These are the demons we lay with, right? Like, we don't lay with many demons in the gaming industry. Okay, that's a lie. We don't lay with as many demons as Hollywood. How about that, alright? But we do lay with some fucking demons. It's one of those demons. It's one of those evil fucking things. Where's this motherfucker going? There we go. And people are like, whoa, but you're going to Unreal? But your engine works so fucking well. After they fucking actually optimized Cyberpunk to actually do what it's supposed to fucking do, all of a sudden, oh wow, this game's not bad. You see, like, there's an argument to be made that Bethesda should leave the creation engine, and it's true. The creation engine has long outlived its fucking purpose. It is way beyond wherever the fuck it was supposed to be doing, by a long shot. And it's good that they were able to get so much fucking mileage out of it. But they need to find a new engine and create some fucking tooling that allows them to repeat the strengths of the creation engine without the fucking limits. Alright? But they seem content to refactor over and over again. Like, that's not building up technical debt that's going to bite them in the ass, and it already has been biting them in the ass. Look at Starfield. That's besides the point. Players have a point, right? They're not speaking out of their ass when they say Bethesda should delete the creation engine. It's true. And like with all custom engines, it still has that fucking problem of, like, you still have to train people in this. People are not going to be able to come into Bethesda. Well, actually, modders are. Maybe that is a strength, and that's something worth considering. See, I like to be balanced. I'm a centrist. I'm not an extremist. Not me. I think that that's all besides the point. The point is that Unreal Engine is bloated with a lot of shit that most developers do not need, and it's becoming the forefront of player conversation, which it never should be, because players they lack nuance. And I'm not saying that because I want smoke. I'm saying that because it's true, and we all know it. Nuance is not in player's handbook. You're just going to listen to whatever the fucking popular influencer tells you to do. That's just... it's just how it is with players. That's how it is with, like, any industry, really. Anybody who's not an expert in their fucking field is going to talk like that. And you just have to deal with it. And it's not like they're always wrong, right? The casual is not always wrong. The person who is not a professional is not always wrong. You shouldn't always discredit what they have to say. But in this case, players were way out of fucking line. And they were bolstered. Their voice here was Threat Interactive. Threat Interactive said the quiet part out loud. He said, guys, you're not optimizing your fucking games. And the reason that people aren't optimizing their fucking games is because they're not incentivized to, right? You're going to buy the game no matter if it's dog shit in quality or high in quality, because you have no fucking standards and you don't vote your fucking wallet. It's your fault we're in this situation. Maybe you should actually buy good games instead of buying a bunch of dog shit. Maybe you should wait for a few patches. But no, you want to buy on launch day, you want to pre-order, fine. Here we are. Like, players do not incentivize developers to or publishers for that matter. Developers would love to spend more time with their fucking games. Publishers don't. And publishers are the ones who set the fucking deadlines. They're the ones who set the timelines. They set the expectations. They say, yo, we got stakeholders that are coming through here. When is this demo going to be ready? right? That's a publisher's job. And it makes sense because they gave you money. They gave you free money to develop your fucking vision, didn't they? They deserve some feedback from you. They deserve to see what you've been doing with that money that they gave you. It's kind of like Kickstarter or fucking Patreon. You owe it to the people who gave you money to show what you've been doing with said money. It's sensical. Anyway, that's besides the point. Even though once again I do hate publishers, that still has not changed. No friendly fire. What do you mean friendly fire? Can I get a companion? No, right? I can't get a companion. What do you mean friendly fire? Oh, do you mean like self-explosives? I can't call myself? Okay, I see. But that's nice. Thank you. But Threat Interactive said, yo, you guys aren't fucking you guys aren't doing anything. Right? You're not fucking optimizing. And it's because you're fucking lazy. And to a certain extent, some developers, some AAA developers especially, yeah, they're lazy. They don't wanna. Because they know damn well that it's not going to affect sales. It might affect their reputation a bit, but what the fuck is a reputation? All attention is good attention. We are in an attention economy. We are not in the economy of quality anymore. Like, that shit is dead. This shit is gone. These days, you just want to put out something to start a conversation. That is the best marketing in the fucking world. You saw that, what was it? That eugenics ad for the fucking jeans? Even I'm fucking talking about it, you know? Like, obviously, the rage bait works. Marketing works. Attention works. This is what we're in right now. And they're following their fucking nose, but Threat Interactive doesn't see it that way. He sees like a higher purpose. He's one of those people that has, not a complex, because he's a good guy, and I appreciate what he's fucking doing. It's important to bring, like, these conversations to the fucking forefront where everyone can see him in the light. But he's doing this fucking thing where we have problems, and he's not taking the fucking nuance of the problems to heart, or he's not really focusing. And I don't mind that, you know. I brought up like autism before, but like autism does a lot of fucking things. There's a lot of autistic developers. I'm not saying this necessarily as a fucking insult, but these people don't have the social awareness that one might expect one to have as a fucking developer. There's certain things that you know as a developer that would sound terrible if you just said it out loud without any fucking prompting or without any fucking setup. And so you don't say it. But that's not how it works. I don't blame them. It is what it is. That's besides the point. Anyway, so he brought up these issues that happen whenever you develop games and just leave the fucking default settings on. You don't fucking tweak your engine at all. Like, at all. Bare metal. Bare, like, just bare Unreal Engine, same default lighting. God bless you, okay? Like, you guys couldn't get a fucking HDRI. At the very least, get an HDRI. Get it a custom, please. I'm begging. People think, oh, I saw this game and it looks really realistic, so it's really high quality. It's like, I thought we had this conversation already. I thought during Sonic 06 where we realized, oh wow, quality is not at all tied to graphics. I thought we already reached this fucking point on the Xbox 360 era, but apparently not. There we go, finally. Holy shit, this guy was living, okay? He was alive, and I wasn't. Look at my health. Look at my health. Oh my god. What? Take you up 2 floors. I don't know if I want that, buddy. I'm still trying to get base upgrades here. I don't know if I... Oh, Jesus. Okay, here we go. The topics of his criticism really center around SMAA, FXAA, and temporal anti-aliasing. A little bit of DLSS thrown in for a good measure, but the idea is that we're using a lot of lazy techniques in order to get a good enough quality picture to where players won't complain about it. And it could be a lot better, obviously. Is this the most useless ability? Oh, I forgot who I was. I was the bull. I thought it was playing as the default class. Okay. Yikes. That's fucked up. Should I use this? Yeah, sure. Let's try it out. The Phoenix sounds interesting. We can make the animation faster, guys. Is there anything here about accuracy? Because I need help. Accuracy. There's nothing here about accuracy. Okay, very fun. Why do I feel like the camera's not... Hold on. I might have to restart the game. I think I got a little bit too into the weeds. But essentially, what I'm trying to say is that Threat Interactive has some fantastic points, but he conveys them in the worst way possible, and so it creates a lot of animosity where it wasn't really necessary. There we go. I think that's a pretty good way of summing it up. I need more money. Crit damage, crit chance. Did you know there's no fucking headshots in this game? So it really is just a crit chance thing. That's just crazy. Good lord. Ammo pickup. No, that's really necessary. Alright, we're just gonna go in. Fuck it. And like, there's always going to be some developers that are like, nah, you, right? There's a lot of Unreal Engine defenders that have come out of the fucking woodwork. Even though that engine is bloated, it is slow, and I can't run it on my fucking system, okay? I could run Unreal Engine 4. 5 is where my computer says, no, we're not doing this. You know it's fucked when the engine itself has a minimum quality requirement. I'm sorry, a minimum PC requirement to fucking run it. That's crazy to me. Godot, on the other hand, runs in fucking binary, can do pretty much anything that Unreal can do in terms of making video games. It can't like do the advanced shit like Lumen and all that, but I don't really need it. Godot is like super fucking lightweight. I love it for that reason. That is the way I came in. Okay. The Phoenixes are nice. I might use this for a bit. Whoa. The fire rate is atrocious though, right? What does this ability do? Transforms all pickups into stakes. That sounds like something more late game. I don't necessarily think I need it. Whatever. I appreciate it, I guess. I'd expect an active ability that's like more useful like all the time instead of just whatever. Whatever, it's not my game. Ooh, what the fuck? And I think there's something to be said about these developers and like how they're just basically fucking excusing the shitty optimizations that oh, this is what I was talking about before where I can walk backwards. It's what exactly what I want. Yes, yes, yes. Is this the run? God run? God run? Maybe. Click, click, shoot. Fuck. It doesn't go through the bars. God damn, bro. I'm not really focusing on those developers, right? Those developers were always going to suck Unreal cock. I'm not... Why did I say it that way? Why did I say it like that? What's wrong with me? Those people were always going to be like that, right? You can't save everybody. That's my motto. You can't save everybody. And the people who use Unreal just because Unreal looks cool in a fucking demo, you can't do anything about those fucking people. What you can do is advocate for better development timelines and for publishers to stop breathing down our fucking necks. That's not going to happen. Anyways, players caught on to this. They caught on during soccer. They caught on during XYZ fucking thing. XYZ game. They were like, well, yo, this is terrible. I hate it here. Why are the games all like this? A bunch of fucking grifters pop up just like they always do. The games industry is dying again. And it is dying. Game industry is dying. This is not why it's dying. It's dying because the funding's drying up. And because the talent is lacking, not imagination. They have plenty of imagination and passion. They just can't direct it properly because the directors and studio heads can't grow a fucking spine. That's besides the point. Everything is besides the point. What am I talking about? This is my fucking video. Nothing's besides the point. Now, a lot of money. Thanks for the money. I appreciate that. Yeah, this thing is not as reliable as you would think it would be. That's okay, I guess. Naturally, the gamers and grifters all got together in a fucking closed dark room, smoky alleyways. They said, yo, we should fucking harass developers because that's just part of the magic formula, you know? It's like cereal and milk. You can't have a video game without developers being harassed. That's my favorite thing to do. Yes, yes, yes. I love to see it. And these people would be like, don't harass the developers, guy. Since when does that work? Does that work ever whenever you're telling people, by the way, don't do this thing that I'm basically inciting you to do by making this content in the first place? Whatever. Whatever makes you sleep better at night, I guess. I get it. It's just difficult. You can't fucking wrangle a herd of people. That's unreasonable. And you got plausible deniability. Like, what was it going to do? Well, you could have changed your fucking rhetoric. Rhetoric's important for that very fucking reason. But, okay. No, you can't do anything. It's not your fault. Nothing's your fault. No, rambling's very relaxing. I don't have to fact check. I don't do any fucking research. I just got the worst. Okay, I'm doomed. Maybe I'm not doomed after all. Maybe it's okay. Where am I going? That way. Let's go this way. Ooh, dangerous. Dude, the reload on this fucking weapon is really slow. Like, damn. Like, it's almost not worth using. Unlike the fucking Anka, which I can just fire repeatedly forever with no fucking drawbacks. Like, if I got a buff for this, it'd be over. Alright, maybe not. Maybe it is a little bit too slow. But this ain't much better. It feels like I have to use the pistols for pretty much everything. Elevator. That's not really what I want. Whatever. Do what you gotta do. I just think it's kind of fucking funny that, the engine wars, because the console wars are dead, now we have to do the engine wars. I think it's kind of funny. Right? It's kind of hee-hee, it's kind of ha-ha. It's a bit ridiculous. I find it strange that, like, developers will sit here, like, holier than thou, saying that the engine's not the fucking problem, even when the engine is the fucking problem. And you can demonstrate the engine's the fucking problem because you can't run any fucking games on it. And every studio that has developed something for Unreal Engine 5 has basically made a shit show. I don't know if there have been any well-optimized successes. Was Senua's Sacrifice, or where the fuck it was that a success? Were people able to play that? I don't know. Maybe they were. I just think the entire fucking thing is ridiculous. Centrist Fed Setter, my favorite. Like, if you told me to pick a side, whose side am I on? I'm probably on the Threat Interactive side. I think the developers have been slacking on optimization, but I understand the reasons why it's been happening. That's the issue, right? This is why I can't fully, like, be on board with the Threat Interactive train of, like, yes, call out anybody who uses Unreal Engine. The issue is that we don't have enough time to as if I'm AAA and I'm the one using Unreal Engine. I'm not the one using Unreal Engine. I use Godot. I talk as if, like, these various fucking issues would be solved if, like, people just got more fucking time. And maybe they would be, but I have a feeling that, like, the issue is that players do not incentivize developers to make good games. Games are a not hot commodity, but they're a product, right? They're not pieces of art or, like, expresses of intent anymore, and that era has largely died. My last video, or video before this one, video before this one and last video are the same thing. What's good? What's up with me? I made a video not too long ago, like the video before last, where I basically fucking said, tastemakers are needed, and the games industry is fragmented. I made a fucking mistake by saying there's only like 500 million players, 500,000 players. There are 500 million. There's like 500 million players total, and that number doesn't seem to be growing. And it's up to tastemakers to like determine where we go in the future. And we're kind of fucked because those tastemakers don't really exist, and they don't really fit the model of video games. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. I think that like players can't voice their frustrations properly without sounding unhinged, and developers can't make games that are well optimized because they won't get any fucking funding. Because these games have to be turned around because they're a product. Who the fuck sits here spending 6 years on a product? That sounds crazy. Well, except for Concord. The developers for that game, Sony, actually, no, not the developers themselves, but Sony, straight up said, yeah, we're failing fast. We're doing it for cheap. A lot of... Most people read that headline. I did too. Most people read the headline and said, what the fuck are you talking about? You did it for cheap and you're failing fast. That took 7 years, almost a full fucking decade. And that certainly was not cheap. Because Concord costs $500 million. And that's because the majority of that fucking money was invested before Sony's got their hand on the IP. By that small studio, right? Oh no. Well, I do know. I do know. I by definition do know. It is true that I know. I am a knower. I'm not going to sit here and say the entire thing's a fucking farce and like everything is the fucking player's fault. The developers hold responsibility as well. It's their job to optimize these fucking games. Tim Sweeney says something that's interesting, and he said that developers usually don't develop until the very last. They don't optimize until the very last second. And this is largely true. I've heard not information from the grapevine because I don't have this context like that, and not anymore. I've heard multiple fucking times the development wisdom is to optimize at the very end instead of optimizing intermediately between your development sprints. Are we agile in the game industry yet, or are we still doing waterfall? I do not know. I don't know what the truth of that matter is, actually. And this is a really good gun, but do I want it? These even treat me well. These have been treating me really well. I want to keep these. Oh, that's the boss. Oh, I didn't mean to come here. Fuck. Okay, fine. Fuck it. I'm here now. Yeah, I think I'm on threat side, but like I said, the entire situation is very fucking stupid. Everyone's culpable in one way or another, and it's very funny that it's gotten to this fucking point. But you probably shouldn't use Unreal Engine unless you need the tooling of Unreal Engine. I can't believe I even have to say that out loud, but like that should be common sense. If you don't need Unreal Engine's tooling, if you do not need it, you should not be using it. Duh. If you don't need Illumina Nanite, stop. just don't fucking use Unreal. And it's the same thing with fucking Unity. I don't know what tooling Unity has that makes it a good option to pretty much anybody, but if you don't need Unity, then don't fucking use Unity, buddy, okay? Just don't do it. You should use an engine or a framework that suits your use case. And if you're working at a big studio, you have to consider how you train new people to get on board with your project. That's something that's got to happen. It just makes sense to me. Like, maybe I'm crazy, because this isn't a hit scan? Okay. I have to use a hit scan weapon, because it moves around too fucking much. Very funny. Haha. Hee. Kind of sitting here twiddling my fucking fingers. He's just going to do that over and over, isn't he? Fun game, fun game, fun game, fun game. The birds don't move fast enough in order to catch them. Okay. Very funny. Anyway, back to the Google thing. What was I saying? Explain why Google is fucked. Okay, yeah. So, as I've explained already, the internet is expensive. It's expensive to host on because websites are really big, they're bloated, and they're very verbose, and they host a lot of fucking features. And not all those features are valuable, but we need them anyway. I'm glad to see the sludge has been counteracted. It's very good for me. That is a 3-burst rifle, and the recoil is crazy. Like, let me show you this. Look at that! I'm not moving my mouth, just clicking. Bro, fuck off. Where's my bow? Here we go. Fuck off. I want to go see those other rooms. Okay, maybe this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. I don't have a rapid-fire weapon. I have to nail every shot. I really have to fucking McCree this. This is crazy. Not easy to do. Okay. Funnel in. Who else? There we go. All good. So yeah, what websites are difficult. You can't get the shit down pat. Not easy. I'm just gonna go to the next floor. Because I did not have the health. Wait, I have an ability that's all about getting health back, don't I? Use the ability. Yeah. Okay. I need an item to drop first. I need an item to drop, please. That... It didn't work. Oh my god. That guy almost killed me. That guy almost killed me. Please fire, please fire, please fire, please fire. Is that not how you use the... Oh, right click. That's how you use it. That did not restore any HP, buddy. Why? Okay. I'm just gonna move on, because that didn't help me at all. I wasted more HP than I got back. That's crazy. Okay, whatever. So, if the entire internet is based on advertisements, and the people who sell those advertisements, Google, for the most part, aren't getting fucking paid, and these websites aren't getting any fucking clicks because AI has basically summarized all the information they could possibly fucking need, for greater and for worse, and as accurately as you can expect, accurately, not accuracy, fuck. Then not only do the ads not get fucking played at all, but the websites have to start going down because they don't have a way to fund them outside of advertisements. And asking your viewers to turn things into subscriptions is very expensive and not easy to do. You have to be very specialized, very niche, or very particular with your users in order to get that type of support. And for a lot of websites, they don't do that. They rely on mass appeal, right? And maybe that's going to shift the paradigm a bit, but ultimately, I think the downsides are going to be way more obvious than the upsides, right? That is a lot of people. That's a lot of niggas, bro. What's good? Please don't shoot. Okay, you can shoot all you want. These guys are vicious. Please drop more. There's so many, bro. Oh my god. That reload's so slow. These guys take so many bullets. I hate it. I hate it. What am I missing? Who am I missing? What's left? Oh, done. Let me down. There we go. So, the majority of Google's money comes from ads, right? It's like 57% or something. I'm just pulling that number out my ass. I don't know if that's true. But a lot of money comes from their fucking advertisements. Without ads, Google is basically dead. And search is a large part of those fucking advertisements. So it brings up the question, who exactly is going to pay for all this shit on the internet? Who's going to pay for YouTube? AI videos are coming out at a rapid pace, and the amount of storage needed to store all this AI slop is increasing, right? If I could invest in a data center or some type of hosting platform, I would, right? And I'd watch these guys raking the money. Actually, I might be able to. I might do that tomorrow. That's like it's not fucking looking good. It's not looking good at all, buddy. It's very worrying, the state of things. How are you gonna make money? I don't know. How'd you make money before? We didn't have to. We just self-host it. And that kind of brings me to the solution of all this, where I brought up the indie developers and stuff, right? Not indie developers, but like indie websites and like smaller websites, and how I thought that like a bunch of like scrappy nobodies were going to come on the fucking scene and change everything. I think it's actually just going to be a protocol. I think that I really do think that, not Web3 necessarily, but like some type of federation, some type of Fediverse type thing, or Fediverse type situation is eventually going to be what the internet whoop, I almost fell. Is eventually going to be what the internet needs to recover from this. I love this gun. I think I like it more than fucking Phoenix's. Yeah, this is my favorite gun. Well, it's not my favorite, but it's a really good gun. I love this gun. This has a chain lightning effect, and I can deal with the hordes now without losing my mind. It's very good. I suspect that we're going to reach this point where peer-to-peer is brought back in some way or other. It's got to be more secure than peer-to-peer, because peer-to-peer relies on a lot of fucking trust. And trust shouldn't be the model in which I say we as if I'm going to be the one making the next web protocol. I am not the one making the next web protocol. Peer-to-peer should not be trust should not be the main model in which the internet is governed, because trust is inherently fucked. And in a world of scams and all types of different fucking evils, we really don't have to deal with this, alright? This ain't any good. That's a lot. That's a lot. Why do I feel like all the powers in this fucking game are just underwhelming? Am I crazy? Like, everything's underwhelming. I don't know. It's kind of cooked. Sometimes I play games where I'm not really a fan of them, and I just keep playing because I think they can teach me something, right? Like, I like to learn lessons from games I play. I'm not really learning anything from this. Anyways, there's probably going to be some type of like federation, some type of Fediverse type situation in which the internet is governed. And I am scared of that day. An entire clip into the sarcophagus, bro. Be for real. Ouch, ouch. I hate those little fucking bull things, bro. They're too fast, and they turn. Like, look, why is it turning? And it can charge once again, and there's no like indicator or anything. I just hate everything. That's the moral of the story. I hate everything. I'm worried. I'm not that worried, but I am worried. But things have to get worse before they get better, you know? That's just how it is. And I hope whatever the fuck happens in that case is not too fucking bad.